Hello, I'm James from Batiks-Lah Collection. That actually Batiks-Lah Collection we have been established since 2012, but actually the base is started from my parents. Then they have been doing batik since 1980. So they have been 40 years of the experience in the batik industry. And then right now for the Batiks-Lah, so why we call Batiks-Lah is very tricky because of a lot of customers also ask me. And then the La actually is come from my father's name. So my father's name is Lim Ah Hock. So we call it, I just get the first capital of his name is Lah. So coincidentally become like Malaysian slang. So everything okay lah. So we decide to get into Batiks-Lah. So right today, this video that I'm trying to just explain through that the process of how to differentiate the process of batik and handmade or machine printing. So firstly, for handmade, we have categorized into two types. One is a block printing, like all the block that are hang on the wall. That one is we call as a block printing, and then the block individual is done by the artist, the block maker as well. It's not made in machine, or it's handmade. So another one is hand drawn. Hand drawn, we are using this. This one is called chanting. Chanting is like we are more they just put inside the waxing at the hole, and then they draw through the nozzle. So chanting itself also have a sizes. So which is they have started from S, M, L, XL, or some they cater want to have a finer line, so they just get around like SS size, so which is a smaller size. But sometimes it's very depending on the fabric as well, because some fabric you can draw into like silk, you can use SS. But if in the cotton or even if in the other material than cotton, so it might be in the M size were more advisable. So how you're going to differentiate in the handmade? Handmade is more on every piece is one of its kind in the world. I would say that you can't get a repeat piece. So individual design, and you can differentiate is front and back, both as well, hand drawn and block print. So front and back you get the same, there will be handmade. So for hand drawn, I would say that every piece is only one piece. You can't get a second piece. If you get a second piece, there will be possibility very high is a screen print instead of handmade. So for block print for this, the material is using either tin or either using the copper or brass. But right now mostly we are using is a tin because of more on the cheaper price, because of if we use tin and brass is if we use brass or copper is quite expensive. Workmanship is much expensive than the material. So that's why for this one, block printing also is both side, front and back. And if for block print and hand drawn, there's a slightly different, because hand drawn we draw it and you can see that the white line and we color it. So mostly customer will be more it will look more interesting because of hand drawn, the coloring you can see that the color is very sharp, and then the color in the one piece of fabric you can get a lot of color. Because of individual part that you want to paint, you can put any color you want. But block print, there's a limitation. Because of block printing is we dye the color like overlapping. So the last color is black. So we can imagine that this piece of fabric, first color we are using in pink. But second color we are dyeing in, it's not purple. We are dyeing the color in blue. So the blue cover the pink, it will become purple. So after that, we are using black to cover the last layer. So that's why you can, most of the batik fabric, the last process is the darkest color. So a lot of customers, they will say that why batik the color is not as attractive as like a machine printing. Because of machine printing, like I will say that you can print whatever location you want in a red or blue or yellow in a one piece of fabric. You can do it. But in block printing, you cannot do it because it's color overlap always. Like yellow with if you yellow and together with a blue, you will become yellow and green. You cannot get yellow and blue. So that is a block printing. So another one, screen print. Screen print is the most common, I will say that in the market, because a lot of customers, they will like on screen print because of you can get any color in the one fabric. Like this. These are screen print. Screen print, the color always is more like more eye-catchy because of you can see that there's a blue, red together in a one piece of fabric, which handmade you can do. It isn't say that we can't do it. It's just like we need more process, more time to do if we want to use we want to place red and blue at the same time in the one fabric. So you can see that this one, screen print, you can define firstly, the design is repeated. And secondly, front and back is different. Because the color and the printing is just print on the fabric. If for handmade batik, the color gone through the fabric.